Hello guys and girls. This is Mikasa as Bay. First of all, I would like to thank Guedin 13090 for making his entire AOT fangame project public. It was sad to hear that his work on the project had come to an end. He has done an amazing job with the game and I respect his decision. As you might have read on my first video, I got a spark to carry on Guedin's torch for a new chapter to come. I have now been working on the Attack on Titan project for around a month now, and I have done some good progress on it while also learning a lot. The project is called Attack on Titan Reborn. I will now show you my Trello chart on workflow related stuff. As you can see, there is a lot going on the boards. I have set up the tasks so they have been given certain priority labels. These labels have been ranked from give it time to ASAP. Also, some of the labels are there just to remind myself what I should be doing behind the game, which is mostly learning more about the tools. None of this time goes to waste because my studies are based all around on game development and technology. I have a lot of visions I would like to implement, as you can see, but please, like Guedin has worked alone, I also am working currently alone on this project. Plus I have a lot to learn still, and as Guedin said, he has not done much of a record on the blueprints and decisions he had made, so I need to test a lot of things and try to understand on how and why he had done something in his way. Extremely hard is making the fact that Guedin is also a very busy person, so contacting him for anything is out of the question. Also, he is working on his own projects and I would not want to bother him. Even though my studies have ended for this summer, which I'm looking forward to work harder than ever. I'm also having a full night job which will drain some time from this. My physics studies and one C++ course didn't go as planned this year, but I won't let them feel me down. After all, I have successfully passed through the year even without them. Now, taking these things into consideration, I ask you to be patient. I have couple of friends ready to test the game, updates, and if required give a hand. That being said, I'm open to any comments, suggestions or help if you feel like you could contribute. Sorry for the off-topic stuff I had to get out once. Now that I have done this short opening statement, let's get on the video's main topic. The release and the first update of the Attack on Titan Reborn game, version 0.1. I will now go through as much as I have recorded on the Trello's done board. The changes to the original and newly added stuff to the game. Titan blood texture replacement. The Titans had missing textures on the blood meshes. I really like the particle effect Guedin had bring, so I wanted to respect his choice and keep it, but add my own textures to it. Sword texturing. This I have never done much before. But I very quickly got some nice results and I tried my best to get them correctly which way the anime interpreted. Though I didn't want to give too much time on the texturing, so I left the carved lines from the blade steel undone. Other than that, I'm happy with the results I made. Eren's idle animation. The fact that I have no information about how Guedin had rigged and animated Eren and the Titan. I had to re-rig the whole character from the scratch and animate it on Blender with the tools it has. The idle animation isn't the best, but for now it is good enough as you won't be standing still anyway that much. The tuning of the Titan's physic collisions. I felt like the hook landed off the Titan too much, so I thought that tightening the Titan's physic collisions would help it make like so the hooks stick to the Titan's flesh. Though this doesn't fix the issue where when you shoot from far away the hook will hit the Titan's capsule collision. Eren's 3DMG values have been changed. I always felt like the handling was too strict on the Guedin's 3DMG, and when I try to look at the action scenes from the anime, the fighters can go damn fast. Now this will most likely change in the future a lot because I do think Eren isn't nearly as fast with the 3DMG compared to, for example, Levi or Mikasa. Now that I added more speed, I also changed the handling, feel more like you are in control but not too overwhelming. Gas usage without cables when holding jump key. At first this was hard to implement because the Guedin's blueprint was quite hard to read and I had to think where to fit this feature that would make it work flawless and less destructible. Well, thankfully after some days of learning I managed to pull off a working only gas usage so that you can float or almost fly and not relying only on the cables. I like to make it as anime-like as possible and I'm quite happy with the results. The new gas system. This thing felt like a must in my book to make the game more immersive and respecting the anime-like approach. The gas will deplete over time from using reeling and overall gas usage. Also I have added so the abilities will also eat up gas. Don't worry though. This won't overwhelm the fun of the game because I have set so there will be gas enough to complete the level. Later I will be making gas refill stations just like in the anime.
I'm in charge of the gas tanks, tink tink!
But for now the gas will regenerate over time slowly. The condition name has been changed to stamina. This decision I came up pretty fast after adding the gas. I like the condition idea, but I would like to implement it on a different way. For example, I will be later adding so that the blades can break down, and if you break all the blades that you have, you need to get new ones from blade replacement places. The Titans' values have been changed. The Titans felt like they had very far off movement from the anime perspective. Even though they were slow, they had turning rate that could only be countered by the special attacks. Dodge, cancel, and the spinning attack. I wanted to make so the player can kill the Titan even without these attacks if he is worthy for that task. And now it is potentially possible. Yes, this takes a bit off the challenge, but it also adds challenge that respects the more anime-like nature. Of course, I have tried to balance it so the Titans are actually a lot faster than Eren and will catch up on you if you can't reel. Titans now have a working stomp. Guedin had already made the stomp animation but not sure why he didn't finish it. I made box collisions to the Titan's feet and animation triggers that launch, and if player hits the collision it goes ragdolls and dies after some seconds. The stomp will also make a stomping sound. Completely revamped the background and the logo of the main menu. Also, many of the user interfaces have been updated, for example the help windows. The air deceleration has been lowered. Now the flying feels like the player actually has weight more to go forward in the air. Still room to improve though. There is now almost full playlist of the Hiroyuki Sawano's AOT Ost plus some openings and ending. The song can be changed by pressing 0 key on default. And last but not least, added a bite ability for the Titan. This one is also the least expected ability I have been working on. There is a box collision where when the Titan bites and player is inside that collision it dies. Sometimes the hands can go weird though, and sometimes the Titan is trying to grab now less than try to bite, and sometimes vice versa. Though I think this is overall great because it gives the Titan more variety. If you watched through this whole update video, congratulations. I can't wait to share more of the upcoming content, and I expect this summer to be great. Just a carrot for you all. I will be releasing a teaser gameplay video of the version 0.1 where you will see more of the stuff in action. For now, Jinbei out.